In today's fast-paced economies, the voices of those who shout loudest receive the most attention. However, the poor often have no voice, and the issues that matter to them are frequently ignored by those who can effect positive change. When it comes to enhancing economic opportunities, health services, or other methods to improve the quality of life for the vulnerable, it's never easy to draw the attention of those who are not trapped in the cycle of poverty. And that's why, instead of waiting to be heard, people living in poverty are beginning to take charge of their lives. And the Microinsurance Academy, or MIA, is assisting them in this pursuit. The healthcare system in India is mainly urban-based and is focused on serving the well-off. Even though nearly 75% of the country's population lives in rural areas, public and private healthcare development is concentrated mainly in urban areas. The standard and the level of healthcare provided by the public sector is inadequate due to low investment, mismanagement, and the lack of equipment, facilities, and trained medical professionals. The strengthening of public sector healthcare by the government has not significantly improved the availability of services for the poor, particularly for women. MIA's community-based health insurance, also known as CBHI, is empowering people to manage their resources and access better health services. Prabhashini, 9 years of age, lives in Gaura Karlakunta village in Kalahandi district of Orissa with her family. Her parents work as labourers in agriculture and construction. They struggle hard to make ends meet and have no savings to cope with an emergency. In the past, when any family member fell ill, they had no money to spend on treatment. But now, due to their enrolment into the Niramaya CBHI scheme, when Prabhashini fell ill, they were able to access healthcare services for her treatment.
आमे निरामय पांठीरे मिसी आम झीर मलेरिया ताकू निकर हॉस्पिटल ने चेक करानु तापर निरामय शांति नु आमे सुयोग पाइनु आरो जण पिछा 100 टका पाइथि 980 टका झीर पई पाइनु.
If medical attention had been delayed, the disease could have been fatal. The CBHI scheme has become a safety net for the family. They no longer need to worry about their healthcare expenses.
बोले आम गरीब लोकर लागि टिके सुविधा मिलु छे हेति लागि मिसबार लागि आम टिके इच्छा करू छु आमे निरामय न मिसले आर सुविधा पाई पारमु डॉक्टर खाना न भी का किछि गुड चेक करी निरामय हिसाब भी आम पैसा पत्र पाई करी उसे पत्र घिनी पारमु आर निरामय के आमे नै छाडी पानु सब बेले मिसबार लागि चेष्टा আছে यार.
Health risks such as illness, accident, or injury, which require household to incur medical treatment costs, are some of the most common concerns to low-income households. Risk pooling over a large number of people through health insurance schemes can provide at least partial protection against these health risks at an annual cost that is within the household budget. Damala Shuna is from Dum Karlakunta village in Kalahandi district, Orissa. Her family, including her in-laws and her son, enrolled in the CBHI scheme. Damala also has 2 daughters, but they were not enrolled in the scheme by the family. They did not feel it was necessary to prioritize the health of their girls. Unfortunately, Lata, one of the daughters, faced an accident and suffered severe burns. Because she was not covered under the CBHI scheme, the family had to take a loan to cover the cost of her treatment. This incident made the family realize the importance of insurance for each member of the household. They regret their decision not to enroll their daughters into the scheme and are now keen to do so.
निरा उना हम सब गला वर्ष मिसी थी हमर सासु ससुर मु मोर पु आर गुटे मोर झियो अछि 2टा झियो नहीं मिसी थी झियो मन नहीं मिसा हां बाबू रो करी थी मोर झियो 2टा नहीं करी थई पैसा तो नथिला जे नहीं करी यार मोर झियो तो पुड़ी छी हॉस्पिटल ने भर्ती करी थी कागज पत्र गल सब करथि नोनी के छाड़ी थी नहीं बांधी थई सेनर पैसा पत्र गल नहीं मिली.
Initially, implementing organizations faced several problems in selling health insurance policies to persons who had no prior concept of risk pooling. Villages were skeptical of a scheme in which premiums would drain their resources with no immediate advantage conferred to them in return. They were reluctant to part with funds before a health problem had arisen and an expense had been incurred.
केते मा बुझुछन केते मा नै बुझबा गुटे मा निरामय र मिस्ती बा से माने पायला पैसा बोले अधा भाई माने बा आज्ञा मा माने विश्वास करूछ अविश्वास ताकटा दूर हे जुची.
These problems were overcome by explaining the various benefits and services provided under the schemes through real-life and hypothetical situations, with particular attention to the elimination or reduction of risks as a result of enrollment.
नहीं आया केवे तो एंती आम गारे चली नहीं बहुत खुशी रे किछि आमे खर्चा कले आगामा दिन रे आमे निरामय नहीं करी थाई जे किछि आमे गरीब लोग किछि सुयोग नहीं पाउथिलु एबे निरामय हमर बहुत बढ़िया बहुत धन्यवाद निरामय चलला दिन हरी बेमारी रे हमर खर्च होला पैसा किछि हमके रिटर्न पाउछु
आरो आगो जेंता ज्वर बेमार होतिला जे जते पैसा पतर सरैतिले भी हमर सेटा किछि भी नहीं मिलुतिला एबे जते हमर खर्च होइतिबा जेते सुना गुना कि जाना भी हमें बंदा गना कर भी भल हितमु सेटा फेर फिरस्त हमके फेर मिलुछि.
The insurance activist encourages everyone to take health insurance during the enrollment process. She tries to convince women to pay annual premiums. Women also contact her for all their insurance claims. She tells them to save all receipts, takes the receipts to the claim committee office, and follows up on the approval process. Women in the community appreciate and benefit from her advice. She has assisted the people in her community to obtain better and more affordable healthcare. It is evident that health insurance benefits have a significant impact on clients, given the short time it takes from hospital discharge to receipt of the claim proceeds.
इस बीमा में है कि ये पैसा इसे यहीं पे अगल बगल के बैंक में ही है जब ज़रूरत होगा हम लोग का 1 महीना में जब दवा कमेटी का बैठक होता है तो उस बैठक में हम जो भी क्लेम आता है उसमें क्लेम में पैसा मतलब उस क्लेम में जाता है बैठक में और उनका पैसा है कि तुरंत क्लेम बैठक होने के बाद 8 दिन के अंदर में उस पैसा को निकाल के सदस्य के पास पहुंचाते हैं और लोगों को ये डर भी नहीं है कि हाँ दीदी भाग जाएंगी तो हम लोग का पैसा डूब जाएगा.
Growing household income, building assets and managing risks are integral to poverty alleviation. For the poor who lack formal insurance and primarily depend on informal mechanisms, community-based microinsurance offers a valuable vehicle to reduce their vulnerability.
इस टाइप का प्रोग्राम हम कभी नहीं देखे थे. ये पहली बार इस टाइप का प्रोग्राम देखे हैं जिसको गरीब महिला है अशिक्षित महिला है वो इस कार्यक्रम को खुद को कर रही है.
नहीं हमारे गाँव को मैसेज चलती सब भल सुविधा होती एनु एक मुंह पछरे मैसेज आको मैसेज.
While insurance is not the answer for all shocks, there is still scope for developing new microinsurance products and services. There is a clearer understanding now about how microinsurance can play an important role in reducing the vulnerability of the poor. Understanding which risks most affect the lives of the poor and how they currently manage these risks is an important starting point for designing demand-driven microinsurance products. With the success of several schemes now being implemented across the subcontinent and beyond, there is hope that microinsurance will allow poor communities to insure themselves against risks, helping to safeguard their economic well-being. Poor people know better than anyone else about the dangers that they face, so when they are able to implement their own mechanisms to deal with such threats, they are more capable of overcoming the toughest situations. And with every success, no matter how small, there is a real hope for a more secure future, where the poor are finally in charge of their own destinies.